Let's talk about chronic pain. It's not going to be a really serious video, don't worry. I just wanted to make that for the beginning.
Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might have had your fill, but I feel it still.
Guys, I got a message a couple of weeks ago, the other day, about chronic pain. And I got a couple of messages basically asking me how I deal with chronic pain. Do I have any coping mechanisms? And generally, like, what do I do when I have it? And so I wanted to do a little video on it. I was like, fuck it, let's talk about this. It's a really big subject for some people. It's also quite a big subject for me that I never talk about it to other people. So let's get into it. So I can only really talk about my experience with it and how I cope, but obviously in order to do that I want to give you guys a little bit of background to my situation and my leg. I have previously done a why I'm on crutches video, which talks a little bit about my leg. I'll link that below. I don't want to get into it too much, but just to give you guys a bit of background, I do have chronic pain in my leg pretty much all the time. When I sleep. You awake? Yeah. When I train. When I stand. Like now. Pretty much all the time. Now I've never really been taught how to deal with chronic pain or my leg or pain in general. This is just what I've sort of gathered and just what I've sort of figured out on my own, bumbling my way through life. And it kind of works for me. You need to find what works for you. What I'm trying to say right now, it might not work for you, it might work for you. Do let me know in the comments. Every person and every pain is different.
You're all individuals!
Now I want to look at 3 different methods of dealing with chronic pain. I'm going to breeze over 2 of them, and the last one I'm going to focus on a little bit more because that's the one I personally use, and so I feel I can give you a little bit more personal experience from that. Now the first one it's called the ladder principle, or the ladder method, or something to do with the ladder. Essentially it's the idea that your pain is like rock bottom, and you want to get back up to here, which is feeling better. And to do that, you need to build yourself a ladder. And the steps on the ladder are made from the small little improvements that you can make to make yourself feel better. So, for example, if you're in real bad pain and you can't really get out of bed, like, just making the effort, pushing yourself to get out of bed can be one step on the ladder. That's one step in the right direction. Then maybe, you're feeling really down. You want to put on your favorite t-shirt. This one always cheers me up a little bit. And that's a little step in the right direction. Or maybe you have your favourite food, you order your favourite takeaway, or you watch your favourite film. They're all little steps, and individually, they might not make you feel better. But you add each individual 1% up, and it adds up to a little bit more. The second method is like the distraction method, like smokes and mirrors. I don't want to talk about this one too much, it's kind of self-explanatory. Getting a game on your phone, get Candy Crush up. This one that I use right here. On a side note, if you are looking for a game, this is a mad game. I think it's called Paper.io 2. So addictive. It's basically anything that can take your mind out of the situation, whether it be seeing a film, playing a game, whatever it might be, seeing your friends, just distracting yourself and taking yourself out of that moment. Now I want to talk about the third one a little bit more, because this is my personal go-to method of dealing with chronic pain. Now, it's about accepting your pain. And now let's think for a second how our bodies interpret and process pain. Our brains have this quirk which is sometimes not processing the negative emotions and feelings that we have. And as a result, not every pain that we feel or emotion is really acknowledged or understood or even like kind of felt. Now, I feel that pain, like every other emotion, happiness, sadness, anger, fear, it needs to be processed in your brain. Otherwise, I feel like it can manifest itself in this really powerful, directionless anxiety. And it's something that I've really suffered from when I never used to speak about my leg and when I never really acknowledged my leg. It's so difficult to get over it because you don't know why it's happening. You just feel anxious and stressed and horrible, and it's for me it's part of the pain, part of the chronic pain. It comes as a package. I think due to that anxiety that we feel, we then kind of feel this compulsion to keep ourselves busy all the time, working excessively or going to the gym all the time or seeing friends, just to distract yourself and keep yourself out of the moment so you can't sit, feel, acknowledge and process your feelings. I kind of feel like I do all of these. Now, the thing is, this chronic pain that you feel, I know personally, it can make you feel like really sad. It can make you feel sad because you're just like, oh, why do I have that? Why is it's hurting again? I don't need this. It can make you feel angry, like, fuck, like, why do I deserve this? Why have I got this pain and you don't have this pain? Why is that fair? It can make you feel lonely because, you know, you feel like no one else has it, no one else understands you, and like you're fighting this battle on your own, and no one else really understands what it's like to have chronic pain. I get it. And it can also make you feel like quite helpless. There's nothing I can do. I feel like you know, I take painkillers, I try my best, but ultimately it's chronic pain and it's not going anywhere. Now, in my opinion, all of these feelings are sort of the real pain. Yes, chronic pain is bad, but it's just the way that our bodies and our minds interpret the signals from wherever it is that we have the pain. For me, it's my leg. The real pain for me is the emotional pain, the anger, the loneliness, the helplessness, the sadness that you kind of, that comes with it. I remember once a long time ago when I was a bit younger, I had my first proper operation on my leg, and it was a really scary experience for me, and I remember waking up afterwards in the bed in the hospital, and my leg was in a big cast. I was really confused, and I was in so much pain, and they'd like kind of put things in, taken things out, stretched it, all this stuff, and my leg felt like it had been hit by a car. Like that bit in Benjamin Button when Daisy's leg actually got hit by a car.
Daisy?
Except it wasn't Daisy, it was me. And I had this button, and this button was for morphine, and so I was like spamming this button.
And you're not going to push the button. But I am going to push the button.
But I could only get obviously a certain amount per hour or whatever it might be. And so I said to the nurse, I was like, hey, you've got to help me. Like, this is so bad. I'm in so much pain right now. And she kind of turns to me and she says, sorry, there's nothing more we can do. And it was at this moment, like, you know when you stub your toe, or you hit yourself, or you fall off your bike, and you're in so much pain at that moment, and the only thing getting you through that pain is the acknowledgement that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, this pain will go away, soonish, whatever. But in that moment, it's so unbearable, but you know the pain will settle down. I know this isn't chronic pain, but this is part of what I'm trying to say here, is that I felt so helpless. I had that really intense amount of pain, the kind of pain that you're like, this is so bad, I cannot deal with it, something has to give.
You don't know how this feels.
And it was at that moment that I kind of realised that nothing was going to give. The pain wasn't going away anytime soon. I could be there, sat there for days, weeks, in that pain, I don't know. And so I sort of gave up. I kind of let it wash over me. I kind of just thought, there's nothing I can do, this is my pain. And I kind of hit rock bottom. And it was really only then that I realised that the pain couldn't hurt me anymore, because I'd accepted it, it was mine, I owned it. It wasn't something else separate from me, causing me anything negative, it was mine. But first you have to give up. And this is not giving up as quitting, I hate that kind of shit, this is not the same thing. This is you knowing and really understanding, not fearing, not being scared of the fact, but knowing that there is nothing you can do about your pain sometimes. And the only thing you can really do is accept it and acknowledge it and process it. This is your pain, this is your body. You own that shit. And once you kind of do that, I feel like the actual pain itself becomes just something that you're feeling. You know, it's this there. It's not negative, it's not positive, it's just happening. And it's kind of gives you the control back. I'd love to hear how you guys deal with your chronic pain, or what you thought of this method generally. I know it's a little bit like, you know, balls to the wall, a bit heavy, but it's what really works for me. It might work for you, it might not, but you know, it's all about finding what's best for you. I'll see you next week.
It's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything. Congratulations. You're one step closer to hitting bottom.